This tip is about the difference between qualification and discovery. Now, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, that for the majority of my career, I pretty much looked at qualification and discovery as kind of the same thing. I'm asking some questions to see if there's a fit here and see what I can sell you. But relatively recently, it dawned on me the true difference between the two. Qualification is about us. I'm trying to qualify you to see if you fit in my world and I can sell you something. Discovery is about them and their needs, their pain, their problems, the impact you can have on their business. And what we want to do is we want to get qualification out of the way as fast as we possibly can. Because the client doesn't enjoy that, neither do I, quite honestly. It's like, I don't enjoy asking you this doctor checkup list of questions here. So a lot of times when it comes to that qualification phase, I will literally say to the client before we get started in the real part of the meeting, I'll say, you know what, look, I got 5 or 6 quick questions I got to ask for you just to make sure we're in the ballpark here. For me, it'd be like, how many sales reps do you have? How many SDRs? How many BDRs? What's your average sales cycle length? Who do you sell to? Who are the personas? Those type of things. Great. Thank you. Now let's talk about you. And now we can get into discovery. And discovery isn't a stage of the sales process. It happens all the way throughout the entire sales process. You should be discovering every meeting. You should be asking questions. You should be asking stuff like, hey, what's changed since our last conversation? Constantly be discovering so you can use that to adjust your presentation, adjust your solution so it's the right fit for the client as you go through this. And when you're looking for discovery, by the way, you want to look for impact. What's the problem they're trying to solve? And what's the impact of that problem to their business? And therefore, what's the impact if you solve that problem with your solution? Because if you cannot find impact, good luck closing anything of significance. You're probably going to lose to no decision. And by the way, there's that tip. Put the word impact into your questions. Hey, what's the impact of this? Specifically when it comes to timeline. Here's one, for instance. We all ask the timeline. Okay, so when do you want to get this launched or when do you want to get this implemented? They'll say, I don't know, March 1st, whatever. And then we do the reverse close. Okay, it takes about 2 weeks to get legal taken care of. Then it takes 2 weeks for onboarding. So if you want a launch date by March 1st, then you're going to have to sign this week, right? We all do that. Well, look, discovery, ask the question, what happens if you don't launch on March 1st? What's the impact to the business? Because there's really only two answers to that question. One is real impact. Well, we're going to miss this deadline, or we're going for our Series D round funding, and if we don't get our ACV up to a certain point, we're going to lose out. Okay, cool. Well, now I got something to work with and I can push on. The other answer to that is, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. And if that's the case, you're either not talking to the right person, or I would not forecast that opportunity. So you want to look for impact when you're talking about discovery. But just be very clear on the difference between qualification and discovery, and don't mix them together. Qualify as quickly as you possibly can, segment that out, and then go deep on discovery. Make it happen.